Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to the beautiful people all over the world. Good morning. Today is January 25th. It is 35 degrees outside in New York City, Bronx, New York City. Of course, it is Wednesday. A beautiful cloudy Wednesday morning. It's a nice breeze outside. I put Zachary on the bus. Just want to say good morning to the replay gang and the bush watchers and the podcast listeners. You all have the best seat in the house. Hey, good times. Good morning. How are you? Thank you for coming by my live show. This show is going to be a little different. I just speak to you while you in here and everyone else that's going to be coming in. I feel like when I go live, and I want to go live when I have something to say, when it surrounds with substance, talking about like important topics and issues. So again, this live may be sensitive for a lot of people. Good morning, Lasagna in the building. Lasagna is a Gemini. She in the building. My supporters make me feel good when they show genuine support, and I just got to know all of you little by little, and I'm still getting to know you. So that just goes to show me that uh what I'm doing is not in vain. So good morning to everyone. This live will be a little bit more sensitive because of the things that's going on in the YouTube streets, so to speak. I say, and I titled my live cross examination because I don't want to focus too much on one thing. I don't want to just make it a mockery out of the justice system, or make a mockery out of anyone's pain and displeasure or dismay, or because we all suffer differently. We all suffer, and we don't speak about things, and we have opportunities, and some of us don't. But I want to just take it one step at a time, and I think we should hold a little bit more people responsible, because I feel like there's a lot of outrage, fake outrage in these YouTube streets, and fake concerns, and just fake all over. We're not fake over here. We keep it 100. If we don't keep it 100, at least we keep it 95% of 100. Good morning. Thank you, Lasagna. I know you don't. I don't waver with you, Lasagna. You are a true, and just makes me know that even if I have one true supporter and genuine supporter, that goes to show that I could just take it to higher heights. And Lasagna, you have been there since day one, and I appreciate you more than you know. Good morning, Doris. Doris is in the building. Doris called a chat at alive this morning. Good morning, Emma. Hello, people. Um, there's been things going on since yes forever. So I'm not gonna say like it's hot in the YouTube streets. We already know that something comes up, something different every single day. But in particular, good morning, Cassandra. Good morning, Cassandra's in the building. Thank you for stopping by, Cassandra, on this live Wednesday show. Um, so I want to take this a little bit uh, slowly, because it's like people are listening to me and they want to hear my perspective and my insight and where and how I'm coming from and how I'm going to present it. I just don't want to throw anything out there because that's like irresponsible. I think about these lives and things I'm going to speak about before I come up here and talk about them. So just bear with me, because since this is going to be a sensitive topic, and most part of this show I'm going to read the disclaimer. That's just for my benefit and my safety alone. So with the disclaimer, it says I'm pretty sure y'all know the copyright disclaimer as much as y'all hear it all over YouTube. Y'all probably know it back and forth. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Thank you. So Doris said, yes, I'd be missing your lives, but I'll definitely do the replay again. Thank you, Doris. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna like wait for people to come in. I'm gonna speak as we go. I hope everyone is having a great day. And if there's anything that I missed, you make sure you drop it down in the comments, because I definitely will focus on the comments more so than ever today, because I don't want to miss any information that I may or may have got wrong. Corrections are always welcomed with me, and that's what I'm about, a neutral channel. So, Latrice Allen's son, as we all know, because he's 18 now, so I think I can respectfully say his name without tarnishing it, right? Or even being like insensitive. And he has a page called Killer Kens. He went live. I mean, he made a video. He put out a video yesterday, documenting and just airing, not airing out, but sharing his trauma that he may have been through with his mother. And I'm not disputing, and I'm not saying he's lying, because you always have to believe the child, whether he's telling the truth or not. And I'm not saying he's not telling the truth. I'm not saying he is telling the truth. So I think there's a 3 hour difference. I'm like, oh yeah, you are. It is a 3 hour difference, but I never the same. I appreciate you getting up early with us and just coming and stopping by and chilling with us on a bright early morning. So Killer Kens went and he posted a video yesterday, because these accusations that he has brought forth to the public and he has shared with everyone, his millions of followers or thousands and people that's tuning in to listening to him. He have resurfaced it, but this time he edited a video. I guess he was showing proof of what he was saying, and he wanted the proof to back up his accusations, because allegations are allegations, and he brought forth these allegations and accusations 8 months ago to YouTube, and he spoke his story. And it just now I seen a video that is the same thing with Killer Kens. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not outing him. I'm not how you say it, judging him. I'm not questioning him on his statements that he made yesterday. I'm not disputing anything that this young man is saying, because he is speaking his truth and he's living in his truth. However, I feel like when, a young guy, young man like that, young child like that, a youth, come forward and share his story with the world, um, he better be like well ready for backlash. Good morning, Original Lou. I sorry, Lou. Hey, good morning. Lou is in the building. And I say that because, I feel like when Killikens come forward, because I don't want to get into every deep detail of the story that he said and the words that he have used, and to describe his trauma that he has been through with his mother. My advice to him is that, when you come forward and you want to share your story with the world, you do have to produce an ounce of confidence. And I know that may sound a little bit, excuse me, I got my computer in my cup here, so if you hear a little fidgeting, that's just me. I don't want too much noise in the background. So I feel like when you come forward and you come and you share your testimony and your trauma and your experiences with the world, the public, you do have to prep yourself a little bit, because you leave a lot of things open to questions, whether they're going to question you regardless. And now whoever is looking at your videos, whoever side they may be on, just a neutral excuse me, just a neutral party, you know a spectator just may have so many questions. Because now, I'm not saying that you're lying, but it could be room to poke holes in your story. It could be like a lot of discrepancies in your story, whether you exaggerated or left something out, whether you didn't elaborate on many things. Because I felt like with your live, Killikens, and I'm just honestly speaking, and I'm directly speaking to you, because there is no way that I cannot say, oh, I have empathy towards Killer Kens for him coming out and sharing his testimony, whether I knew his mother or not, whether I'm aware of his mother or not, follow her or not. So if I'm sitting here listening to this young man's story and he's telling his story, and I'm looking at him and his body language and his statements and his wording and his language, he opened the door Not for the people that's not don't know how to question people or see something that could be questioned. I'm not talking about those people that automatically say you're lying when you come forward with these accusations and allegations. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is that you just leave room open for pushback. So I feel like if you were on the stand and you were giving your testimony and you were testifying, you know, you will be buried on cross examination alone. No one will have mercy towards the lawyer would damn sure would not have mercy towards you or sympathy towards you, because that's their job to get the truth out. And I just feel like, you should be a little bit more prepped, um before you come forward and give a story to millions of people. You say, you got over 1 million followers. Okay, you are a social media influencer. That's all well, that's all good. But when you come over here to a side where you think you're going to receive love, warmth, and reception from strangers, that's definitely not going to happen. Because I know that as a mother, and we know as mothers in the audience and the listeners and my supporters mainly, parenting is not easy. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, Latrice is a horrible mother, because I did cover these allegations where they first came out, and that's when all the hoopla and all the rage started, because I had Roz on my platform and she was coming and she was talking about these allegations, right? So I did say that, whether I believe Killikins or not, he's still speaking his truth. Just because he's speaking and telling his story, that don't mean it's necessarily true, and that don't mean that it's necessarily a lie. All I'm saying is, a lot of people were sharing his videos and say, speak your truth. But I had never seen anyone that really, really, really care. I think it's like a fake outrage. I think it's fake love and warmth for reception because of how they feel about Latrice Allen. That's where all this hate stems from. So if he come out and say something, oh, my mother used to spank me allegedly and lock me in a bathroom, which all could be a lie. I'm just saying what he may say, right? And the people that have disdain for Latrice Allen going to automatically think that, oh, well, she's a horrible mother. I'm not saying, I'm not going to sit here and call her a horrible mother. Now, if she assaulted her son and in this way, in this fashion, in this manner, that was a horrible thing to do. But these allegations were resurfaced from 8 months ago, and he's now again telling his story to the public because he wants to. I feel like he still don't have the how you say it. He needed a little bit more preparation. I know that he's nervous and everything. He did say something that stood out, because I don't want to pick on the allegations. I saw the videos that he put up. I seen the lie detector test that he said he took and everything. I'm not disputing, and I'm not saying that he wasn't and none of this happened. All I'm saying to you is, if I could give you just some sound advice, just up in the air advice, just hypothetically speaking, take it if you will, because I'm pretty sure he don't listen, but I'm pretty sure people that listen to me and follow him should give him this advice. Be a little bit more prepared when you come out and give your story. Be a little bit more prepared and confident in who you are when you give your testimony to the public. Because if I was the lawyer, I'm telling you, I would have no mercy on you. Just the fact that, because that's my job, right? And I know a lot of lawyers know this, like they will have there's discrepancies, there's not too much confidence when you speak. So that would be a weakness that I would probably prey upon, is how you're not confident in what you're saying. I just don't want to get into the details of what he said, because he was all over the place. He didn't just stick to one thing. Like at one point in time, it was mainly about, his mother, his family, how she treated him, uh who he is as a person, and what he's going to do going forward. That's all well and good. But if you're trying to bring about your story and save someone else and help someone else, I don't think that you are that ready yet. I'm sorry. You still are a child, whether you are a nice looking young man or not, or rather intelligent. I don't think you are emotionally intelligent because you are not at that age to be emotionally intelligent. And that's okay. You're only 18 years old. However, when you come before the public in front of a lot of strangers who act and care as if your trauma affects them, that's just not going to ever happen. And that's why I said that, be careful of how you say you're doing case studies on people, and be careful on how you say that you analyzing people, because we are not here to diagnose. We do not have the credentials to diagnose anyone or treat anyone, and we are not definitely experts in this how you say it, on this topic. You know what I mean? um Thank you, Cassandra. See, and I'm not only saying because she's giving her perspective, right? So Cassandra said, "You're right. He does need to be more prepared. He was all over the place when he was telling his story. He also needs to take in the fact that his mom has been through the same abuse, right?" And to touch on that, I heard him say that his mother says she suffered from bipolar, and who's gonna just say that that's a lie? I don't dispute that she don't suffer from bipolar, but I feel like what you, excuse me, Killer Kens, and I'm speaking from just uh, my perspective, my opinion, my insight, that you may and you are not ready to confront that or accept the fact that your mother illness, right, may have been inherited by you. So because you said I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy, no one's saying you are crazy. However, if you do, and if it's a possibility that you can be suffering from mental illness, I think that you just need to get that checked a little bit if you're already not seeking professional help, because you do need professional help behind these allegations and accusations and the trauma that you may have suffered in your life, so that shouldn't be a issue, right? That should not be an issue. You I feel like, with children, we say things to them that are hurtful, things Latrice may have said to her child may have been very hurtful. The things that he have said, that she said, yes, it's hurtful and it's not right. I know I have said things to my son that's not nice, that hasn't been right. But good morning, Jackie, that we have managed to like work through them, right? I'm not saying that this young man wasn't abused. I'm not saying that his story is a lie. I'm just saying that as grown-ups, we the real grown-ups, right, who say that they are uh, give case studies, and they observe human behavior, and that's what we're going to lead into, that they don't even have the gall, they don't even have the education, they don't even have the knowledge to say, listen, Killikins, if you're going to come out here and put your mother out there like that and throw her into the ring of fire, and you telling your story, no matter what, you should be more prepared. You should be a little bit more confident in what you say, because anybody that listened to you yesterday from the second time with the allegations, I felt like, I don't know, I don't want to, because all videos come back up from you saying your first testimony, you giving your story and what you've been through, right? So I felt like, I'm like, am I questioning him, or is he changing around his story? So I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying that he should be a little bit more well prepared and confident in delivering his testimony, or what he may have suffered at the hands of his mother, because I know no lawyer is definitely not going to have any mercy on you. That's all I'm saying. He did state that, DCF took them from their mother. Okay. That just goes to show that there probably was some abuse going on in the house. I don't know how Atlanta, laws work. I don't know the laws out there. I don't know where you were when they took you, but every law is different, So, and they'll take you, I know in New York City, back, like, because my oldest son is 26, like 20 years ago, they'll take you for any little thing if you didn't send your child to school. So that's what I got to say about that. And I feel like, and don't either you're going to stay with me or you're going to go, because I feel like, yeah, he said he is a social media influence and he had views and clout before this, but this is, I feel like this is a little bit more about him, because he could be a little bit selfish in his ways. I just heard what he was saying, things that he didn't have to say. You know, it is for views. You know, you are on where a lot of people dislike your mother on YouTube. You know, they dislike her more on YouTube than they do on Facebook. You know, so and you put out a video, you edit it. I just feel like if you did all that behind editing the video and putting it out, uploading it, then you could be a little bit more confident and prepared and coming forward. Lasagna says, "Yeah, I felt that too when I looked at the video. It did not touch me like the first one." Right? Exactly. Thank you. You know, so because I felt like it was more about him putting out his story, or less than him wanting to get the help that he needs to get help and receive. Everyone is in the building saying good morning to each other, and that brings me to this point: the fake ass people with the fake ass outrage. I told Mel Medusa that when her time is coming, her time is coming. Because I felt like a lot of people just get up on a live and say anything. They say any shit. They say anything. I'm like, yo, what y'all people really don't know how to prepare a live, or do research behind a live, or you just put anything up there. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you how irresponsible these people are, and how they would not be considered anyone to be taken seriously. I'm just sorry. I don't take you seriously, Mel Medusa. That's what we talking about. So, she wrote 18 hours ago on her post, because I don't have to listen to her videos. When people write on a community post, that tells a lot about them. Like when I write on my community post, that's exactly how I feel, even if it's evil, even if it's true or not. That's just who I am. I'm expressing my feelings, right? So Mel Medusa, right, put on her community post, she writes, "What makes us qualified to talk about Bumpy, you ask? Work with child services. You work with child services? Okay. You work with child services. Okay, so you're a mandated reporter. And my sis is educated in human behavior. Who's your sis? What sis are you talking about, Mel Medusa? Okay. And human behavior, right. All right. So we're not dumb women. Are you not? Your name is dope, sisters. The beautiful mothers over here are merely advocating for children. You are advocating for children, not, because I don't see how you advocate for children when you are disgusting and derogatory in your commentary when you talk about a parent. Not some beastly, look at this. Who's supposed to take this? Who's supposed to take this seriously with all these insults surrounded this statement? But you work for social children's services. Your sis is a human behavior, is educated in human behavior. I think these are lies. The mothers, the beautiful mothers over here, are merely advocating for children. Right. That's not a mother channel. That is a roasting channel. That is a whatever. That is a gutter channel. This is a gutter sector, and I'm in it. Proud to be, because I could be condescending to Mel Medusa. Not some beastly, narcissistic, neglectful mammy who need to recruit the pigeons that dragged her when her back is against the wall. Who's taking you seriously, Mel Medusa? First and foremost, let's get one thing straight. Back when Roz came on my panel, when I had the other page and she came up to my panel, and that's the mostly what she came on my panel for, was to speak about these allegations that Killer Kens had put out, and what that was surrounding, Latrice and her son, right? So now, if you want to call a side, right, because previously, someone we know who was previously on the side of, Latrice, when these allegations came out, and her main goal and her main objective was to be hateful, because I platformed the one that was bringing the information about, which was Roz, right? So at that time, 8 months ago, you had displeasure, dismay, or it wasn't even right, because you was merely thinking about a side. And now today, 8 months later, the outrage is she's a piss poor mommy. You didn't have those feelings back then, 8 months ago. You didn't have no commentary back then, 8 months ago. But now you so concerned because Killer Kins came forward and said what he went through for the second time. But now you so concerned and giving him all the resources he need and giving him all the love and support he need 8 months later. You okay? People get on my nerves. Hey, good times. People get on my nerves saying they are qualified to analyze behaviors because they took one psychology class. Right. But see, where they mess up at is you are not treating anyone. You just merely speculated. You're not diagnosing anyone. You can't diagnose anyone, and you're not treating anyone. So you just merely speculated. I don't care if you have 5 degrees in human behavior or psychology. You are speculating. So that's what you better stick to, and that's what you need to say is you speculated, and you're not here to diagnose anyone because you labeling people and you just jump into accusations. It's just going to come back and haunt your ass. Good morning, Sherilyn. Doris is saying good morning to Sherilyn, and that's just what it is. Everybody, because they don't like Latrice. Listen, I had my dismay towards Latrice when these allegations came on. I stuck by them and I stopped watching her, not because, oh, well, he brought allegations, not only because of that, because she just lost some momentum. She wasn't as fun to watch anymore. She just wasn't interested anymore to me. But that is crazy because I stopped watching her when she was not interested anymore. And I stopped watching her when, these allegations came up because I didn't want to speak about it in length. But the people that have watched her for 2 years with hate and dismay and disdain in their heart are still watching her with they excuse me, sorry. They are still watching her with the hate, right? In their heart and disdain in their heart and dismay in their heart. These people are fake and phony, right? You had one opinion about it 8 months ago, and now you have a totally different opinion about it today, right? Because 8 months ago, the stupid sister leader, right, was very upset that I platformed Roz on my channel to speak about these allegations, and Roz spoke about it and left. Now today, 8 months later, she's doing the same thing, like, oh, bringing awareness to it. That goes to show you who's fake and phony and flawed. That's it. That's all. Right? Nobody over here is qualified. I don't care. Excuse me, no one over here is treating Latrice as their patients or no one over here is treating, Killer Kins as their patient. We are all speculating, but y'all speculations and y'all opinions are like beneath us. We don't talk like y'all do. We don't have to sit there and say, oh, this beastly, manly, narcissistic, piss poor mammy. That's how you speak, and you work with the public. You talking about you work in children's services? Yeah, right. Who you think you talking to? You work with child services, and who's your sis that work with human behavior? What do you mean? Okay, human behavior. What does that mean? That is a vague statement. We are probably how you say, filling in the blanks, right? And I said that to say, listen, everybody has their time when they want to come forward and when they want to speak their truth and when they want to speak their piece and they want to get out their message. But I just feel like you talking about you work with human behavior and you work with child services. That's not enough for me. That doesn't get it for me. That does not cut it for me. You know what I mean? That doesn't like make any difference because you're what is it, opinions go over my head and everyone else's head that knows that you have no qualifications to sit here and assess anyone. I don't care if you call it a case study or not. I just feel like a lot of people are not coming from the right place. This fake outrage, they talking about living your truth. That you're only saying that because, you don't like his mother. You would not like his mother after this. You would not like his mother before this. All I'm saying to you is if y'all so qualified and y'all know how things go and y'all know how things supposed to be, tell him to be a little bit more confident in his videos. Tell him to be a little bit more prepared when he comes forward to the public, because you know why? Because there are holes that you can poke in his story and there are discrepancies in his story. That's it. That's how I feel about that. And I know that a lot of people, please, I'm not the type of person to like bow down to no one or like make anybody feel comfortable, especially when it's coming from a place of truth. That's how I feel about that. Everybody everybody have something to say, but they don't want to speak the truth. They don't want to kick the truth. They don't want to realize that, oh, what you may have did was a little bit sloppy. Okay, like brain pose that question, Mel Medusa. Where were you 8 months ago? Right? Question your sis, your right hand sis, as you so call her, and ask her what was her feelings about it 8 months ago. What made her feelings change 8 months ago to now? Like, I don't understand. Like, how you changed so suddenly. Like, I started watching Latrice because of her. Again, recently, not recently, but now I'm not into watching her because of her boyfriend. I just think it's funny. I just think that's content. Everything is content. It's a matter of how you produce it. It's a matter of how you spread the word. And that's what I have to say about that. I really don't have anything to say about, Roz, because, that's just who she is. Latrice, she been doing content on her for a while now, left the time now. I just don't see where it's going. I just don't see any changes Latrice had made since you have been giving her advice, because if you got to speak about her every day and give her advice every day, that means she's not listening. And that's just how I feel about that and where I'm coming from, honestly speaking. So, if anybody want to drop any comments or questions in the chat below. I was just looking at some other things, because I don't want to stay on too long. I've been looking in the YouTube streets. It's really nothing to talk about. It's nothing that exciting. Shout out to Sweet Tea. I saw her popping on these hoes yesterday. She looked nice with her family. I watch people here and there. I don't watch people that don't have anything not to say. That doesn't make any sense. That just is like bleed. I mean, excuse me, my ears become like, I don't know, they bleed when I listen to things that I'm not interested in, and it doesn't make no sense. That's all I'm saying. And I just feel like people that want to throw this issue under the rug, that's on you. That's that. How else is the boy going to get any help? And y'all should encourage her. Oh yeah, and it was another question in his live. Excuse me, not on his live, on his video. Because I seen a lot of supporters from whoever side, a lot of Rod supporters, let's just keep it 100, showing him support. And I seen a lot of Rod supporters, sharing his video. Okay, oh, fine, well and dandy. One commenter said to him, oh, is there more? And he wrote, there is more. you know you know um there is more. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just wait for the more. So Doris said, oh, and it's the degradation towards Trish. Yeah, and it's like I feel like they need to separate their feelings, from their logic, because everyone, shared the video. No one had a really logical comeback or rebuttal or like pushback. I do things a little bit differently. I see things a little bit differently. I'm not saying that this did not happen to Killer Kens. I'm not disputing his story. I'm just saying that he have a lot of discrepancies now, more so than ever in his story, and a lot of holes that could be poked into his story. And if he was on cross examination, they would light him up. That's all I'm saying. And I know it may seem harsh, excuse me, and rude, but I'm serious. We know it's all fake outrage and concerns. And yeah, thank you, good times. We all know it's fake outrage and concerns. And now they are advocating for the other kids to be removed from Tree's custody. What is that always their ultimate goal? Right? Why is that always their right? Because like deep down inside, they are hateful. The last thing that I would do if I know that the children are not in imminent danger or grave danger, or if I don't have grave concern, people use that word, write letters, oh, I have grave concern that her children are in imminent danger, which they are not, because if they were, they would not be in her, I don't know, custody. They would not be in her company. So you just damn sure should be a little bit more careful on how you proceed and the things that you ask for. I'm not sitting up here advocating for nobody children to be taken away. At this point, she is degrading trees. Yeah, like she and then it's like all because their opinions and their perspective is bias, you know, and bias. Hey, just be nice. We all made mistakes in parenting. We have, So I'm not here to say, oh, take Latrice's kids away or let's start a petition. That'll be the last thing I'll do. That'll be the last thing on my mind is to take her children away. You know, Courtney is, and I said his name finally towards the end. Courtney is 18 years old. He have a mind of his own. My advice to Courtney is get the help you may need because if you don't, it could get worse. You know, um, and that's just something to think about because when you said, "Oh, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy," but you said that your mother always used that excuse that she's bipolar, and I mean you don't know when things flare up. But I'm saying to you, if there is a history of mental illness in your family, then you should go get that checked out if you haven't gotten it checked out already. My heart poured out to you when you was up there, all alone, looking like you don't have a shoulder to cry on. You know, I see that, you have to explain yourself to people that don't know about you, which is good. Whether you are gay or not, that has nothing to do with it at all. Okay, good times. I'm all for families getting help as a whole and coming together for reunification if all is possible. Right. And that's how the court system is. They give you resources. And that's the thing. Like, y'all talking about y'all work for child services, you work for social services, you work for you understand human behavior. Which one of y'all gave out resources or referred anyone to get the help that may be needed for the future, for their safety? That's how fake these people are with the outrage. That's why I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. Oh no, you just doing it because you don't like his mother. You hate his mother. And that's the only word I could think of. And no, I don't give commentary with hate in my heart. That's not me. Because I'm just that type of person. Like, I don't have to have a personal relationship with you to speak about you. Like, if you put it, they said, if you put it on YouTube, your business could get spoke about. I'm just bringing the facts and certain my opinions, right? I just feel like if you want to sit there and advocate for a child, which you have no qualifications to do, which you have not shown that you are capable of doing, then you just need to sit down and relax and just be quiet, right? A lot of people be getting off the topic. So that put out like comparisons or like, go to the extent of saying like, for an example, like how is it that she's a bad parent? Maybe she was a bad parent previously and with Courtney and she's learning how to be a better parent with her children that she have now. Talking about she gave them away. She got rid of them. Why would she gave them away? She got rid of them. That's no such a thing. If she gave them away and she got rid of them, then we would hear nothing about them. She include them in most of her videos when she can. That's what I be saying. Like, y'all are so lax and so sloppy in your commentary. You just get up there and sprout and spew anything. All the rhetoric and hate that y'all spew about people, doxing people, thinking that's going to make a difference or make or break a person. That we don't do that over here. Sorry. That's what we need to get clarification on what this platform is about. No one is spared. I'm not sparing no one. Like in the beginning, it was all fun and games, but you see, you get in here, you learn how things work, and you see you don't have no friends in this arena at all. Right? I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick and say, "Oh, she need to get her hair done. Oh, she need to take them on trips." Oh, that's the thing that Latrice said that had me laughing because I was listening to her because she be having me laughing sometimes. Now, like if she's funny on my level, she's funny on my level. She's just funny to me. I'm not saying everything she's saying too is funny, because I turn off. But when she said, "Oh, people was telling her that she need to read books." To her children, and she said they don't like to read. I try reading to them and they walk away. I know how that go. You know what I mean? Zachary, at one point in time, I read to him, he'll look at the book and he'll walk away, and he wasn't interested in reading, right? So I back you up on that. All children are not interested in reading. You read a little here and there, reading is good. All her children are at that age where she don't have to read a book to them at night. They not 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 years old, but if they want to read a book together as a family, that's perfectly fine. But it was funny when she said, oh, I read to my kids. They don't want to read. They're not interested in that. When she's honest and open, it's a problem. That's what be killing me. Social service is a place to keep families together. It is not breaking families apart. Thank you, Good Times. That's why resources and programs are in place before permanently removing kids from their parents. That is the truth. They come together with conflict resolutions before. That is the last step they want to do, is remove your children. So when people are advocating, say, get her kids removed, you're just hateful and ugly and disgusting inside. You don't know any better, right? You don't know any better. So when Latrice said, oh, my kids wasn't caught up in the system, which is a good thing, they always was with family, that's even better. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I shared my, testimony and said that my children were taken away from me when I was in my early 20s. My oldest son is now 26. My middle son is 22. My youngest son, which I know is Zachary, is 7 years old. We wake up every morning together and go to sleep every night together. How about that? Okay, so the other bullshit that is like inserted, the speculation, the accusations, and the sit there opinions, and just the complete outright lies. Sometimes you have to clear up lies. You know, um, you know, uh, I'm not the best parent. I'm not gonna ever, like Latrice said, horrible people, horrible parents. And I'm not, because I don't want to call her horrible. What she may have done to her children, her son, would be considered horrible, right? At best. I'm not going to call her horrible every single day. I'm not going to call her piss poor mammy. That's not me. And this is the last time I will speak on this topic, because I spoke about it 8 months ago. I covered it. I think I did a great job of doing it responsibly. Let them do it now. This is their content now, because you know what? They followed the breadcrumbs. We passed that. We represent. We did all that on Bronx Girl platform about 8 months ago. We covered this issue responsibly and accurately, right? We did. My page didn't get taken down. My page was demonetized. But anyway, that's not neither here nor there. All I'm saying is, like, this is their breadcrumbs. This is their content. This is what they need right now. This is what they need to make them look good or act like they have a soul. Okay, let them rock, let them roll, let them have at it. Let's see how it takes place, but we'll just laugh at it. But I'm not gonna follow it up, at all, because I don't think it's worth it. I mean, not worth it, but I think can we say as a whole in the chat that we can move past this, that we, if anything come up that may be noteworthy or serious, we'll bring it up. But I don't want to discuss this topic no more, because it's not even being presented in the right way, in a mature way, in a responsible way from, you know, hateful people. I don't want to listen to their commentary on somebody that they hate already, and that's how I feel about that and in that situation. So I don't know. I was gonna say, if anyone, wanted to discuss any topics that you may have on your mind, or that you just, before I go, it's 43 minutes. We could chill for another about 10 minutes and I'll cut it off. If y'all have anything y'all want to discuss. So we'll just take it lightly. So listen, I don't know if anyone, because we are an older audience, we are a certain age, we are more mature audience, and then you look into the news and you see things, and you see current events and all the entertainment channels and everything. Do anybody know about yes, let's move past this till further notice. That's what I'm going to do, because I don't think that I want to waste my time. Not waste my time, but I don't think that I have enough information to go forward. We just threw it up in the air. We over here, we access, examine, explore. That's what we do. Responsibly. Our advice, and my advice, my unsound, unsolicited, unconventional advice to you, Courtney Killikins, is get the help that you need, and be a little bit more confident in how you present your story to the world, because the world is looking at you, and be a little bit more prepared, and less, leave out the personal for some time. It's about you and you telling your story. I just feel like going forward, you know yeah, they shared the video on their page to get more views. That's what they do, and that's why I think it's like disgusting and downright dirty. And I just think it's not even genuine, coming from a genuine place. So that's why I just said, let me move on. Let me see, let me just test out y'all knowledge. And it's not even like because I follow these people. I do not like. I'm not too. Thank you, Lasagna. I'm not too familiar with them, but have y'all had heard of Christian Rock and Blueface? They really young, so y'all probably don't. I'll just be seeing their like little videos splatting across YouTube, and I just feel like with them, that's just like a miracle. Like that's just crazy how people exploit people that young, right? It's no different from exploiting children that young. So I just feel like I just wanted to run that past y'all. I was looking at them. I feel like, I don't even have an interest in them. They are too young, you know, too young to be together. That's all I got to say about that. I would love for the entire family to get counseling off of social media. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like right now that they need individual counseling amongst themselves. Courtney, it needs individual counseling. Latrice need individual counseling if she has not already received it, or if they're not already receiving it. The children, the babies, the youngsters, they need individual counseling. And then like once a week they come together, Courtney and Latrice, because I don't think they're at that point in this time in their life where they're going to go and get family counseling. Not right now, but they need to. It's warranted. I heard of them, but I'm not interested. Right. So we could thank you, Doris. I'm not either. I just be, because I know I have a more mature audience, and we don't, you know, I don't know. We don't go down that low and talk about stuff like that. But it's just up in the air, and I just thank you for your feedback. And I just want to say, if anybody in the bushes that's listening that did not comment, and if you want to push back or something I have to say, or you wasn't too content on, not content, but if you want to like, challenge what I have to say, you are felt free to do so. To me, the whole objective was to degrade Latrice. To me, they were never worried about Courtney. I don't think they were worried about Courtney either. It was just to degrade Latrice. Yeah, that is perfectly said, and that is well said. I feel like, yeah, just because you're a social worker and you are a mandated reporter, you do have an obligation and a responsibility to report such things of this nature. Roz did that in the beginning. I don't know how she's like reliving this again, because like this is heavy stuff to be dealing with. You know, um, excuse me. I think once put a stamp on it, and once get it out there, there's no need to continue to go on and elaborate on it. Just let the justice system work. And that's how I feel, where people come in being irresponsible. I'm not here to degrade Latrice. I have said some things that about her that wasn't, but it wasn't like pertaining to, or wasn't even in comparison to how they portraying her now. I just feel like, if you was around Latrice, and you have been a lot around Latrice, and you have seen things that wasn't so, that wasn't normal, but now 6, 7, 8 months later, you speaking about it, and you have something to say about it, you are the problem. Okay? You are the problem. You are the problem because you failed to take notice. You failed to do the responsible thing of reporting, behavior that most people throw and push under the rug. So after this, I'm not speaking about it no more. I just wanted to talk to my audience about it, and I'm glad they are here to listen in. I'm not responding to too many people. I just feel like a lot of people on both sides, honestly speaking, like it's a back and forth. They have hate for Roz, they have hate for Latrice. So the battle of the sides is up. It's like, a war between them, amongst them, and in their heads. This is why I'm grateful. This is a neutral channel. We don't have to fall victim to that. So, excuse me. If y'all don't have anything to say, If you don't have any, feedback, I appreciate you coming by and stopping by. I hope I brought this show to you in a, responsible way, in a sensitive way, in a way where we all can just get and move past things and see the outcome, because there's no need to, like, harp on things. I'm sorry, I'm moving past it. And y'all know I only speak and talk when there's something to be talked about. I don't want to come live until Friday, but if I come back, then that means that I've been checking things out. And that's the thing. I like, before I go, right? Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. So before I go, I would just like to say, if there's anything, I'm gonna be checking out. I feel like we can move on. We don't have to talk about. We're gonna be stuck. They get so wrapped up in what they say. Good morning, Unique. Good morning. They get so wrapped up in what they're saying, and they're not realizing what they're saying. That's why it comes out as jargon and gibberish. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, we do what we do over here. There's nothing really for me to, like, elaborate on or talk about, because I don't want to talk about other people just dumb shit that they do every day. It's an everyday thing. I want to talk about different topics on YouTube. We could do current events, and we'll just take it from there. I do want to get into a different, like, side of things. I'll start talking about, like, because I know a lot of people in here probably listen to Chef Carmen, or people like her, even if we don't. So I appreciate you guys. I enjoyed your comments, Harry Bronx. Thank you, Doris. You have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Thank you, Doris. I appreciate you stopping by on this Wednesday morning. It is 9:05. It is 90 people in here as we speak. We are at 51 minutes and 21 seconds. I am logging off, and I am going to say I love you for listening, and thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a great day and be safe. 90 people in the house on the dot.